The Oriental Day Clock is a tool which is very ancient and is of the traditional Chinese medicine tradition. And it maps how through one 24-hour cycle, qi or life force goes particularly through pairs of organs in the body. So, for example, at midday, that would be the heart and the small intestine. And this video is about the element of metal, which is around between 3 and 7 in the morning. So often we're asleep. But if you notice, it's often when people who need space get up early, because not only is there literal space, nothing has started yet, but also the air is still. So there's really nothing subtle going on either. It's almost like a blank page. Metaphorically, it might be the time when we throw the window open to get some fresh air, or take the first breath, if you like. And indeed, the metal element is associated with the corporeal soul, the soul that leaves us, that begins at birth and leaves us at death. There are other parts of the soul in Chinese medicine. So why would we get up early and do some qigong for the lung and the large intestine? Those organs are to do with elimination. They're to do with taking in the in-breath, taking in food matter, and letting go, defecating, breathing out. Psychologically, they're also about letting go of grief, or grieving actually, and sadness, accepting that part of life. So expressing grief, expressing the outpouring of grief. So the out-breath would be associated with that. And also the intake of space, actually, new beginnings, new chapters, if you like. So it's about letting go of what we don't need and taking on board what we do need. On a work basis, often people find, if they're busy, that to get into work at the beginning of the day is very simple, and to make our to-do lists and to say, okay, what's the distraction? What do I really need to do? It's very metal. And you can see my hands going like this, like knives, to define what it is that we want and what it is that we don't want. So why would we do Qigong? Well, that's if we're having an issue, if you like, with that. We can't let go of something, or literally we've got breathing difficulties, or we have lower digestive difficulties. If our diagnosis in acupuncture or Chinese medicine has been to do with the metal element, we're unable to put boundaries up without issues coming up. We're not able to say yes or say no, that kind of thing. That's when we might start just taking a little bit of space in the early hours, let's just say, in order to do some metal qigong. So let me show you an example. So we might start by just doing a little bit of shaking. Shake the hands, bounce the knees, let the body shake, see where it's going. And of course, we can do this at any time of day as well, so not confined to the early hours. And then taking the feet together for a moment and just rising up onto the toes, lift the heels, and then dropping down 1, 2, 3. As if you were a gong or a bell in a temple. This is the start of the practice. So standing easy. And we start with a simple lung opening exercise. So shift the weight over onto one foot and stepping forward And as you commit the weight to the front foot, so your hands come up, and notice the shoulders are down. You're a bit like a champagne glass rather than a V. So you're soft and open to space, to energy. The color of metal is white or silver. You could imagine a white or silver cloud coming into you. And then as you come back, you just let the arms go. So they're heavy, as if you've got a weight in each hand, and feel that just massage this area as they come to a standstill. Let's try that again. So weight on the other foot, step forward, hands up in the air, collecting white energy, silver, if that makes sense to you, color medicine. And then stepping back and just letting your hands go down. And again, the metaphor is of throwing the window or the door opening, taking the first breath. And letting go of anything that's not needed. We can add sound to this. So the sound of the metal element, and particularly the lung, is so SSSS. And so taking in whatever it is you need, space, color, and then on the out breath. Try that. It kind of stops the out breath a little bit. So obviously if that's uncomfortable, then drop that. And basically we're in time with our own breath. So only when the in-breath has finished, in-breath, do you go into the out-breath, and only when the out-breath is totally out of the body do you go into the in-breath. And this might be enough for you, doing a bit of this while the kettle is boiling, for example. But if you would like some more, another good one is 2 dragons swim out to sea. So we put the index finger, which is the lung finger, and the little finger, the heart finger, up. We hold the other 2 down like 2 dragons' heads. And now our movement, we shift from both feet to 1 foot, step forward, and then the nose goes in the direction of the knee and the hands come up behind us, like so. Step back, once again open like a champagne glass, stepping forward, nose to knee. And feel how that massages the large intestine, that movement. And it doesn't have to be all the way down, so it could just be like so. Following the out breath down, following the in breath as you open, and the out breath down. The in breath as you open. And listen to the metaphor that's given by the title of the movement, 2 dragons swim out to sea. Yeah, so there's a spacious quality to it. They're going out to sea. Big sky, big sea. And then coming back, relax any tension that's been built up in the shoulders from that movement. Bring the feet to relatively shoulder width apart. We'll do a movement now that's called the crane. It's from the 5 animal Qigong tradition. And so I'll do the upper movement first. The arms come up, shoulders stay down. And if it's comfortable for you, the back of the hands comes together over the top of the head, and then they simply come down again. So now we're mostly focusing on the side of the lungs. The side of the lungs gets expanded here. So the lower body movement, we take the toe here close to the steady ankle, and then as the wings come up, we lift the knee, and as the wings come down, we step down, start off at the ankle, stopping for a moment in standing like a tree, as it's called, and just feeling the medicine of that movement. How do you feel different? Maybe you feel taller or more spacious. And when you have watched this video a few times, that may become a nice, maybe 10-minute routine for the lungs and large intestine first thing in the morning, the metal time of day. Thank you for watching.